Okay, so they follow those beasts who follow the those people who follow the beast persecute the people who follow the Christ country because they're afraid of them, right? Anyway, so we have that going on today too, right? The division of consciousness, right? And so the people who follow the Christ consciousness have always been persecuted by those who don't follow the Christ consciousness, because those who don't follow the Christ consciousness have always been put into positions of power over the people with Christ consciousness, right? And so, and because of all the persecution, those with Christ consciousness have experienced, they call upon their Creator to save them, and the Creator sends them someone to teach them and guide them how to survive and how to overcome the persecution of, let's say, those who follow the Antichrist consciousness. Okay, so, and that's where we, as I said, we are today. Okay, and in fact, we're in a greater state of awakening and danger as well, because not only is the Antichrist here, the Dajjal here, the Baphomet here, but we have to deal with Nibiru as well, right? The blue and red Cochina, as spoken of by the Hopi prophecy, and that has to do with the end of the 50 celestial year cycle and the return of the Christ consciousness, right? Okay, and dealing with the beast as well, right? Okay, so now we have the division between consciousness, right? Okay, and let me put my glasses on so we can see what we're doing here. Okay. Okay, so we have that division. So, okay, and so I said, unfortunately, that's the reason why all Stargate advanced civilizations have been destroyed, is because of those civilizations that do not believe. And it goes, as I said, goes back to the principle of who believes and who doesn't. And generally the ones who don't believe are the ones in position of power. Okay? So, and the Creator has always sent prophets to come and teach those people. And then as a result of the people being taught, those after they've been taught and delivered from the persecution, those cities have been destroyed. And those who were in places of high, and as it continues, those people who, let's say, who follow the jinn and, you know, set up the societies and all this kind of stuff, they fear the people who are believers, right? Okay, and they persecute them to try to get them to stop practicing their religion, okay? And as I said, now these advanced societies, they fail to be humane, right, to the believers, right? And they keep their knowledge a secret, right? Because they're supposed to, because they want to keep the people oppressed, right? The followers of the Christ consciousness, they want the people, let's say, of the Antichrist people want to keep the followers of the Christ consciousness oppressed, right? Because they fear that they'll destroy their city, as I said. Now, yeah, where are we going? Okay, now, the ancient civilizations, the ancient civilizations were constructed based upon universal knowledge, and they aided mankind, the Kaffir mankind, the Jinn-filled mankind, the Antichrist-filled mankind. They aided them in constructing those cities with knowledge and giving them with their children and all this type of stuff, right? Because the children were dedicated to, let's say, the Baal and Moloch and all these Jinn-filled people, right? I mean, Jinn spirits, right? To operate through their bodies, right? They will become possessed by these spirits and live their lives doing the will of those demonic beings. Okay, so now, and these beings are known as the Devis, right? The Devis, no L, right? Because L represents angels, right? So they're just the Devi, because the Devil would be Devil, right? The Devi is Devi, and that's a name we should all become familiar with, right? Anyway, so this Devi exposed mankind to the knowledge of the universe, right? And from there, he built temples and monuments and great advanced civilizations and all these different kinds of things while persecuting the believers, right? Um, and it was the persecution of the believers that got those cities destroyed, right? Because if they use let's say the Antichrist beings use their knowledge to harm humanity, and that's what made them, while their cities were advanced, these people themselves were very primordial, meaning they had negative and positive consciousness, right? Mixed in one, which made their consciousness negative, period. Okay, so now they didn't act human, right? And they didn't treat humanity as human, right? With respect and the love thy neighbor kind of policy. Now, so we said today these people are known as Zionists. Today these people are known as Ashkenazis. Today these people are named as Ukrainians, right? And that's what Russia's fighting in Ukraine, the Nazis, right? And those are who are occupying the Holy Land. Those are the people who are the synagogue of Satan, right? Those are the people who are destroying America, who got America going into homosexuality, transgendering the children, basically opened up the abyss, all right, of hell, right, on in America, because America is the new America is basically the new city, the new let's put it this way: the Christ consciousness has risen in the West. The Christ consciousness, the sun has risen in the West, as predicted by the prophets. Right, the sun would rise in the West. So the Christ consciousness has risen in the West. And the mankind, the rainbow body of humanity is awakening, right, and headed home to their Christ consciousness as the to the right hand of the moon, right, the Ramadan moon, the north node in Aries, right. So they're headed back to their Christ consciousness. But those with the Antichrist consciousness, they want to destroy the world before mankind can truly awake, right? Because they know what is known as, and what the Syrians and ancient cultures knew, is that at the end of every 50,000 year cycle, Nibiru would appear, and Nibiru is considered the three the 3-star system in what is known as Orion's belt. Orion's belt is in the star system near what they call Cancer, what is known as Cassiopeia, right? So, and that's where all the pyramids are aligned, right? Oh my goodness, I gotta change, give the video 3.